just like Chris's, whether it's to be something or to go somewhere. And every day we change lives, and we cannot do that without our community partners like you guys. So I also want to let you know that we grant wishes for kids facing critical illnesses, which means over 70% outlive their illness into adulthood. So you're not granting a last wish, you're helping grant a lasting wish. I know it's cheesy, but we are grateful. So here to speak on her story and her family's journey is my friend Andrea. Please welcome Wish Mom.
As a teacher, retired, principal, retired, people would come to me for Make-A-Wish and they would say, hey, you know what, would you donate, would you do this? And like you, I'm like, well, of course, oh my God, those poor families, those poor children. And 15 years ago, on October 8th, we became one of those families, out of the blue. Went from what I thought was bronchitis to PCH saying, your daughter has stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. Don't worry, you know what, it's gonna be okay. I'm thinking, okay, you know, I trust them. Medicine is a great thing. There could be some hiccups along the way. And people immediately came to me and they said, you're gonna call Make-A-Wish, right? And I said, no, my child's not gonna die. Make-A-Wish is for children who are gonna die. Make-A-Wish is for kids who can't lift their head up. My child is gonna go through a lot. They have a whole drop-down menu of all the chemos. But she's gonna be okay. So, you know what, that's nice. I was telling Hala, I had kind of a placeholder in my head, like, okay, you know, I know what Make-A-Wish is. We all know what Make-A-Wish is. But my family doesn't need that. We're gonna save it for those sick children. And Hannah's treatment was not easy, but it progressed. And like they said, she had a hiccup. She had viral meningitis and was inpatient and unconscious. And we went from 1 day to a week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks where I had a 15-year-old who I could not wake up to get her cell phone. We all know if you can't wake up a 15-year-old to get their cell phone, it's a lot. And if intellectually I knew in my heart, I was like, how is this happening to my baby? And I told Hala, I remember driving to PCH. You know, my husband and I, we split the shifts. We were very lucky in thinking, I'll do anything. And I thought, I'm calling Make-A-Wish. I'm not calling Make-A-Wish for my daughter. My daughter was unconscious. My daughter couldn't use her cell phone. My daughter couldn't open her eyes. I called Make-A-Wish for me. I needed Make-A-Wish. I needed to know that they have that star. That star is right in the forefront. And as a mother, I needed to know that we could plan for her recovery. We could plan for her future, that there was gonna be an organization who would help me, help my husband, help all of our family members move past a really difficult time until she moved past whatever this was. The infectious ID team at PCH did not speak English. I had no idea what they were saying, but we weren't getting resolutions. And so I called them and I thought, okay, well, you know what, they'll schedule, there's a drop down. You know, are we going to Disney? What are we doing? I thought we should meet Maroon 5 because I wanted to meet Adam Levine. I had plans. That's not how Make-A-Wish works. I thought that's how Make-A-Wish worked. I thought Make-A-Wish, you're dying, your child is dying, the whole family goes to Disney, you have a beautiful moment. There's nothing wrong with that. But we had a very different experience. Hannah did recover from her meningitis. She was still hospitalized for a while, but the WISH team stepped in and did something I couldn't do for my baby. I couldn't do for my family, and I certainly could not do for myself. They had long talks with her. They wanted to find out who she was. Not what she had, not her diagnosis or anything, but what her dreams were. Well, if you have anybody in your life who's gone through chemo, you can't really taste anything. That's why Flamin' Hot Cheetos are always available in the hospital. It's about the only thing that they can taste or smell. Hannah also loves history. She watched a lot of TV, and that was okay at that time. And fell in love with a history buff who also happens to be a chef. So she met with Make-A-Wish, unbeknownst to me. They interviewed me. I had my own ideas, my husband did, but they really wanted to think about what is Hannah's star? What does she need in her forefront as that motivation, kind of as that guiding light, so she can see past the ugly, the difficult, the painful that was right there. So they arranged a wish trip, if you don't mind hearing about it, because there has never been another one like it. They flew us to New York. And yes, Make-A-Wish knows all the people at Southwest. We brought water bottles past security. I don't want to brag, but that was kind of cool. We had our t-shirts, we got on the plane. They flew us to New York. All the accommodations were fabulous. We had lunch during our trip, after a lot of sightseeing, which was fabulous, with a man named Anthony Bourdain. Hannah loved his shows, No Reservations. It made her feel connected to history. It gave her a connection to food. Those were things that were important to her. And Make-A-Wish was able to take that and make a connection with him. And I will tell you, Tony's first question was, he's like, why me? Nobody has ever asked to meet me before. He was humble. He was engaging, articulate. It was all overwhelming. We had lunch at La Bernardin, which was another incredible thing. Eric prepared our lunch. Not that what you're eating isn't great, but oh my goodness. And I watched Hannah become this incredibly animated person and have a meaningful conversation, which I truly felt like it was in another dimension, with this man who on TV had pulled her through so many difficult moments. Make-A-Wish understood that and was able to create that experience. It wouldn't have occurred to me. I don't know if it would have occurred to anyone else. So we really were privileged to meet him. She really got to experience a lot of food, a lot of memories. We were together as a family with nothing but that star in front of us, that hope, that understanding that she was in a difficult place physically, but she wasn't going to be there forever. That star from Make-A-Wish is what guides us. It pulls us through, and it made me so grateful that I made that call that I never thought that my child would have to have because she wasn't going to die. And she didn't. She will celebrate next year 15 years of her mission. And because of her life experience, her passions, and to be fair, the fact that Make-A-Wish took the time, the compassion, the resources, I don't know how they did everything that they did. Hannah's happily married. Hannah's a chef. Woo! That experience during a time of crisis and difficulty in her life gave her the motivation, gave her the momentum, and gave her the opportunity to see what was going to be ahead in her life. She's a fabulous chef. It's amazing. She was not helpful at home before all this happened, but she is now. And when I look at people say, oh yes, Make-A-Wish, oh I bet they send a child to Disneyland. It's my privilege as the mother of a child who is a survivor, who is articulate, who is happy, who is healthy, and who thrives doing what she loves, because I hit a crisis when she was that sick and took the time to call on people who could create a path for all of us and for my baby to take her to places that I knew we couldn't. And I'm happy to speak to all of you. I hope that this deepens your understanding a little bit that Make-A-Wish is not a checklist. Make-A-Wish is not a one-size-fits-all. Make-A-Wish is make a future, make a star, make a target for people whose feet, bodies, and minds are stuck in so many difficult times with their families. It gives us the momentum to move forward. So hopefully there are a lot of other moms in 15 years who can stand where I'm standing and know that they were instrumental in their child's health and happiness. So I appreciate you guys taking the time.
The reason we're here, it's for charity, it's for causes like that. What we just heard. Thank you to Andrea, thank you to Make-A-Wish. And thank you to Beth for putting this all together. It's been a lot of hard work. Thank you for doing it.